By day, I'm driving ABM strategy and platform adoption in our ABM COE and open source. After hours, you can find me thrifting and upcycling designer clothing. So if we think about it, it's really just turning chaos into something purposeful.
And I'm Anjeli, Borseti, Global Campaign Manager. I drive demand that measures impactful revenue for the business. And together, we blend strategy and execution to turn ABM theory into traction. Outside of work, I'm a licensed esthetician, so I guess you could say transformation's kind of my thing. Taking something messy and making it beautiful, whether it's skincare or segmentation. Here's the journey we'll walk you through today. First, we'll go over some context behind our challenges, and then we'll share our 5-step framework guided by 3 pillars. After that, we'll take a look at the formula behind one of our frameworks with a real-life case example, and then we'll wrap with some measurable results and key takeaways that you can bring back to your teams. So as we move through this, think about which section resonates with you the most in your current reality. Is it defining the challenge, really sharpening that framework, or proving out those results?
So at OpenText, we're a $5 billion company with over 20,000 employees, 10 business units, 8 product models across 2 successive customers.
Try to say that 10 times fast.
It's a lot of moving parts, and if you're not careful, it can feel like absolute chaos. Lack of data is not the risk, it's drowning in it. Signals pour from every direction, but without discipline, intent blurs. We had all the signs of ABM, but without precision, that meant nothing. We were doing account-based targeting, not true account-based marketing.
Yeah, Anj, you're spot on. Standing out required more precision, not more noise. So we had multiple campaigns performing, right? And they were performing quite well, but they were all in isolation. Without that unifying structure, it made it really difficult for us to target the right accounts at the right time. Our messaging was resonating broadly, but not nearly deeply enough.
So think of this like a rock band. Every musician's going to turn up their volume at the same time. That's noisy, that's loud. It's not music. Now imagine everybody's working in harmony. That's a hit song. One that can top the charts like true ABM. So our framework rests on 3 guiding pillars: alignment, precision, and scale. Under those 3 are 5 repeatable steps that any team and any business unit can replicate. And the beauty is that it's simple, structured, and scalable. So let's walk through them, the real examples and the real results. So the first step might be the most important. It's to pick your champion. Your champion isn't just someone with a title, they'll actually drive things forward. So I found mine, and here's my little love letter to it. Angela is my inquisitive explorer. She's the connector with that cross-functional trust, and she can get that buy-in and really build our ABM village. She also is our power user, where she's confident in the intent data and navigating the platform. She also builds those buyer journeys and monitors the bottlenecks. When Angela stepped up, adoption skyrocketed. People listen different when it's proven, and it comes from a peer. It's really cool to see how her peers now turn her for advice, best practices, to brainstorm ideas, and she doesn't even mind.
Step 2 is all about zeroing in on the opportunity. Alignment only matters if we're all moving towards the same target. So we rallied the team together and defined a goal, a single source of success, shared source of success across the team. And with that, we were able to perform some white space activities to see our expansion paths inside our ICP. Who in the buying committee really has that influence that can help us grow? And we set clear governance rules for prioritizing, scaling, and repeating what worked. That clarity turned noise into direction. And with the right team, rallied behind the right shared goal, we were ready to turn that signal into strategy.
So step 3 is where the magic happens. We're going to clean up our intent and do some smart segmentation. Start by asking your CSM for the keyword conversion report. It tells you the volume of accounts researching, how many are converting, and the quality of the term. It helps you really expand on the good and remove the poor. It's cleaning things up. I typically heat map this before I send it to the team so you can clearly see. From there, you'll group them. You can do this by initiative, campaign, sales motion, even in did it by campaign. So note those IoT and supply chain groups. That's where we found an opportunity for our pilot that we'll reference through the rest of this presentation. Instead of chasing big, messy lists, we went from thousands of accounts to 1,100 total. We then focused those accounts by stage, where it was 200 here, 400 there. We started with our ICP and then layered on the keywords, those groups that we just saw. We then layered in additional filters to really remove the noise. They're not just researching one keyword once, but the thresholds increase as you move through the funnel. When there's a notable drop in accounts, you really know that that noise is clearing up. So you can really see who's in market and why. This is the moment we proved precision beats volume.
For step 4, let's take you through a real life case example. Our program centered around opportunity within the supply chain space. So we created 2 unique, custom, dynamic segments across the 2 tracks of Command Center and IoT. Now, with our precision-based framework in play, and those intent keywords that you just heard about, we were able to start making some conscious decisions about content mapping to align with our customer pain points. When you look at a program like this, okay, what's the ultimate goal? A form fill, right? But really, the real question is, how do you nurture these accounts along the way? What's that key content you put in front of them at the right time to build that credibility and interest? Well, let's let our little friend Revy help guide us through that. We started in our awareness phase with the supply chain tech trends guide rooted in our 2 key growth pillars of Command Center and IoT. And we were able to test some messaging at this stage, which made it a natural fit to move accounts into our consideration content, which included a Gartner report that really reinforced that Command Center story and a customer case study that brought IoT to life. We also tested gated versus ungated approaches at this point to really optimize that friction and flow. But let's just zoom out for a second and understand from Anj how all that intent data and keyword grouping layers on top of this journey.
So going back to our segment, as we progressed down the funnel, intent filters get stronger, right? By the time we were at decision and purchase, we were down to around 120 accounts that were showing double the intent. We had keyword restrictions, web activities, profile fit, reach score, and even unique visitors. All of those thresholds were decided from the previous close one deal analysis that we did in 6 months. Now that's what I call precision.
Zoom back in here. Now you can see the technical and the creative in this journey. We're here at our ultimate offer at the decision phase, an interactive click-to demo that turns that curiosity into action. And we built re-engagement tactics in throughout. This is an important part when you think about the system end to end. If interest dips, what can you put in front of them to get them back into the sequence? And the net effect is a program that's built not only to convert, but also move accounts in a natural stage-based manner. Paramount to our success also was working with Sean Manning and the professional services team. They really helped us through Rev City, giving some detailed critiques and feedback that helped sharpen some aspects of our program. For instance, we talked about a customer case story that we used, and based on some feedback, we were to sharpen that out a little bit, and it ended up being one of the best performing in the series. So consider this a blueprint in your own portfolios. What can you bring to the table, content-wise, to your accounts at the right time to move through a stage-based journey like this? We couldn't skip out intelligent workflows, and that's what Step 5 is all about. Intelligent workflows work for us because without them, we weren't able to scale. So what we did was take our 2 dynamic growth segments and mirror them. Right? Fancy, right? We mirrored them across the 2 growth tracks. Counts that engaged move forward in the sequence, and when that interest dipped, we'd get them into a re-engagement factor. Using workflows in this manner helped us build precision, consistency, and speed. Something that was once very manual, and messy, and complex was now a seamless, self-sustaining system.
So when we say we took something messy and made it beautiful, this is what we mean. Measurable, meaningful results that prove that precision at scale really works.
We found beauty in measurable impact through some key channels. New audiences were discovering our content organically. That's the first signal of traction. Them finding us before we even reach out. And as a result, we experienced a 15% increase in anonymous web activity. Another signal was around pairing intent and content, so that could help trigger the signal when the engagement was real. And this gave us a 600% lift in conversion rate through drift integration. And when you stack all these signals together, organic, the intent, precision engagement, this is building a story, a larger story, a really important one. And I'm just about to close this out with this, the real impact.
Yeah. So our headline number is a 27% boost in new marketing influence revenue in under 30 days. That's the breakthrough. Because what it tells us is that precision doesn't slow you down, it accelerates growth. That command center track, that even drove a $1.1 million deal for us.
Yeah, that was for a large manufacturer, so.
Yeah, it was really exciting. So what does this mean for you? There's 3 simple lessons that I hope you can take away. Alignment, it's everything. Precision beats volume. And scale with confidence, knowing this is a proven framework and it'll work for you too. I know we moved quickly, so we decided to share our playbook, keyword templates, journey mapping deck, and other resources that you can take back to help you get started right away. All you need is this QR code here. They're also on the pens that you can grab on your way out, or they're also in the corners, so be sure to grab one.
And they're really neat because they can be a phone stand too. So we wanted to leave you with this last reflection. One thing to think about, what you can bring back to your teams before we head into lunch. So with that, I think we'll take some questions. Yeah, sure. So we used that on certain, with our 2 growth tracks, right? We used it to personalize it by ICP and then create unique targeting, and maybe the asset pairing might have been played up a little one way different versus the other to resonate with the buyer persona that's more in the C-suite level versus somebody else that's the end user in the day-to-day trenches.
So what we did is we took from our CRM, we took all of the closed won deals that happened in the last year or the last quarter, and we did it by business unit. So it was, there's so many. We uploaded